Hi guys, it's Mary again today, and I'm on the way into my two tinker shop. I just stopped by the doctor and got 2 shots one in both my knees to lube me up and get me ready to start working and doing a lot more. So next time I see you, we'll be at the shop. Hi guys, welcome back to the Two Tinkers Educational Channel. We are at the shop now. And I'm getting ready today to do a class with polymer clay. We're going to be making some gnomes so you can hang out with your gnomies. So stay tuned and we will get this process started. So I want to show you guys the things that I have to make my gnomies today. I got this cool kit from Artisan. It came with all these beautiful colors. Now, Artisan is not a sponsor. I just like some of their stuff. So I wanted to show you for like $58, I got all this clay. And I also got all these tools. Okay. Those tools I got on my own separately. And I also have a clay press right here. So these are the tools that I'm going to be using today to make my gnomies. So the first thing we're going to have to do is pick some colors and start working with our clay. So stay tuned for the next part. Okay guys, I am back, and after some playing around with the clay and figuring out, I got a little bit of a gnomies here. This is my Michael Gnomie because it looks like my husband Michael, as best as I could get it to do. But I had to do a little bit of sampling because I had never worked with this clay before. And so I did my first one, which was this little guy here. And it ended up breaking. And I thought, well, what's wrong? Why did it break? So I did a smaller one and worked on it and tried to do some different things. Then I did this one, which is also hollow. I used my fingers, and then I ran a skewer, I don't know if you can see, way up in there, up into the middle so that it could get up into the head. So after my first try and it broke, I realized that I had the heat too low on my oven, and so I turned it up. So the Artisan clays, which I'm using today, they take 325 and 15 minutes to a half an hour, depending on how big your piece is. Now these pieces aren't very big. I was looking for my measuring thing here. So these pieces measure roughly about 1 3/4 inches, and this one is about 1 1/2. And the one I got in the oven, peeking out in there, it should be coming along here soon. I think I got about 5 minutes left on it. But as soon as I get these done, I'm going to set it up so that you can watch me actually create one of these pieces. Now, those of you who know me well know that I used to do ceramics, and so I am an old school clay, and learning how to work with polymer clay has been an interesting experience because it is so much different and acts so much different than what earth clays do and how you do the earth clays. So I'm learning just as you're learning, and then, you know, the thing is, you just got to try some things sometimes. Just like I was having issues with this, and I think I've worked it out. And so we'll work on making another guy here in a minute so that you can hang out with your gnomies. So stand by. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, we are going to work on doing the gnomies, and I have figured out that using my press here to fix my pieces is actually pretty good. It helps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some colors here, and we're going to use our hands Get it all nice and warm, because a lot of clays, especially polymer clays, you got to kind of warm it up to get it to work good. And so I am going to use this blue color for the base. I'll probably need a little bit more of that. All right. And let's see. Should we go for chocolate or peach for the face? I'm thinking we're going to do chocolate. I like that color. I mean, you can use any color you want. We have all different, this artesian clay has all different colors, but these are just the ones I chose. I kind of like this brown color. Okay, so we're going to make that kind of into a ball. Okay. Now, the thing with polymer clays is you got to be really careful, because if you don't keep your work surface clean and your hands clean, what will happen is you will get the different colors will come off into your clay. And that is really important to watch when you're working with white clay, because it doesn't take much of a color, just a little spot, to cause that clay to become dirty with the other colors. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take and I'm going to run it through my clay press. We're going to do that a couple times. This is basically just to get it nice and going good. So, all right, back to it. Now we're running our clay through the machine here, and I kind of folded it over some so that we got a nice piece of clay. Now, what I found that was easy to do this, instead of making a big lump, is to take it and kind of put it over a dowel, a thimble, anything like that that would help you to keep the inside open. Because the thing about polymer clays is to get them heated good, well, it's just about like any clay. You don't want a really deep, dense surface, because that surface may not get completely hardened by the baking process while unless it's, you know, thinned out a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm forming the thimble bottom piece that we're going to put the head on. Okay, so I'm going to work at this, kind of get it how I like it, how it feels good, rolling it on my hand here to kind of make this conical little thing. Now, we'll put it down on the paper so that we can get the bottom kind of square. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this tool here. This tool, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like metal sticks. And what we're going to do is, like with other clays, we're going to kind of jab it in the top here to kind of make that have a texture before we put the round circle on. Now, the reason that you do this is to give your clay more areas for the clay to stick together. Okay, so I'm also going to do it to the bottom of the piece that I'm going to put on the circle. Okay, so now we got the circle that has been done like that, and we're going to put it on top just like that. Kind of squish it in, turn it around, because what we're wanting to do is to get it to attach itself to that blue without making it so it won't fall apart once we get it baked. Okay, so now you can take your finger and you can kind of work around, get it round if you want it round. If you want to decorate it, you can decorate it. You can also, if you want to make faces, like we did here, you know, you can make faces. But I'm just going to show you how to make a simple one. And then we'll see about doing one with the face here in a minute. But I just wanted to make sure that my clay is not too thin, but not too thick. All right, so this is what we got. If everybody can see it. And I'm going to All right, so what do we want to put on this one? Let's see. I got some with beards. I got some without beards. How about if we put a vest on this guy? Because I haven't done one with the vest yet. So what I'm going to do, let's see, let's get some nice pretty colors. We're going to do a couple. We're going to do a little bit of green. How about a little bit of the lighter green? A little bit of white. Now, what I'm doing is I'm creating another color. You know, just something to kind of mix all this stuff together. And to help me do that, I'll run it through my clay machine. So that this will be kind of like a jive jacket, you know, something that is multicolored. And you can do all kinds of neat things with the clay and making patterns. A lot of people make beads out of this clay, and they can run it through and put colors together and make it look really cool. So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to make a vest. So, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece. I don't know if you can see it right here. Move this out of the way. We're going to take this piece and we're going to kind of make it into what we're going to use as a jacket. Now, how about we use this over the head too, and we will put it on like this to make it look like it's flowing out the back. See, that'll give it movement. Can you see it? Alrighty, so we got this thing going. Now, what I'm going to do now is we're going to make the hat to put on top of it. Oh, let's see. What would be a good color hat for this guy? We haven't used any dark blue yet. So let's do a dark blue. This is a real pretty color. So I'm going to open it up. Get me a little ball of that. And it doesn't take very much to do these. And even if you're going to decorate, if you can get your clay into little itty bitty pieces and use little bitty pieces for the nose, for the eyes and stuff like that, and kind of poke it into the clay you got, then, you know, it doesn't take much clay at all. So, you know, that way you can kind of save the money, you know, and not use too much clay. So what I've done here is I've taken a piece of this blue, and I may not have enough of this blue. So I've taken a piece of this blue, and I have rolled it on the ground, rolled it on my desk here, and I kind of made a conical shape. This is going to be the little top of the gnome hat. So let's see. You can kind of figure out how you like it. Alright, so I'm going to now put this on top of the gnome. So, we got, now you want to push it kind of into it because you don't want it to not adhere. Alright, so now I like to have the Gnomies hat's little curl over like that. So, here we got the guy. He's got a robe on, and he's got his hat on, and so there we have a Gnomie. And it's real easy. I kind of got him a little off kilter, but and if you want to, you know, you can always do a little. See, I moved his hat, so you can do however you need to. So I have a piece in the oven, so let me get it out. So I can put this piece to bake. And I will, whoo, it's warm. So this is the piece that I just got out of the oven. And I made it's kind of hot, guys. I made a little red scarf. But this needs to dry real good before, you know, so it'll stay. So I'm going to put that other piece in the oven. And we can come back here in a few minutes and see what it looks like. And while that's baking, because it takes about 15 minutes, I'll show you how to do a face. Just small detail. Now I know I've messed up some of these because it's the learning curve with this clay. So, but I can show you how to start it, and if you're a little bit more neater than me, it'll get you there. So, I don't claim to be the world's person that knows everything about everything. So I'm learning too about things, and I just want to share my journey with you and show you the things that you can do at the Two Tinker Shop. Now, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have Watercolor Wednesdays, and we have Learn to Draw Tuesdays. And from 5:30, if you come by the shop, it's $20 a class. Now, this class here was $30, but that's because of the price of the clays. Now, you would get to take home, 2 or 3, however many you could have made in an hour, you got to take home. And that $30 covered the price of the instructor, the materials, and the location. This place is also available for other people to come in and do classes if you'd like. The only thing that we ask is that you pay a $10 class fee, which you can charge whatever you like, but you can come in, use our space, bring your stuff, have a class, and then that way you can learn, teach here also. We're always looking for artists to come in and do stuff for us. So if you ever decide you'd like to do a class, let us know and we can promote it. We'll come in and we'll help you set up. We'll help you get stuff that you need. Whatever, we're here to help you. So I am going to come back as soon as that one got baked. And, well, actually, no, we had decided we wanted to do a face. So I'm going to do just a face. And we're going to do a little tiny circle face here. Okay. So, and the neat thing about doing clay is you can build clay up. So if you're going to take this little piece and we're going to turn it into a person. Now there's a couple ways to do that. After you get roughly the face that you want, the size, you want to do a nose. And so you take another little piece of clay and you figure out roughly where you want it and you lay a nose in. Can you see that? Alright, now you'll take a tool, and I've got several here, just whatever you're comfortable with, and then you want to kind of push that nose into the clay that you got. Okay? I'm kind of rolling it down. Okay. That way. Just kind of mold it around until you get a nose ridge. And then all this other clay, we will kind of move around so that we'll make these. This is the eyebrow here. So you're kind of pushing that clay. Okay, let's go back over to this side, kind of move that clay around, get that little bit of eyebrow in there. Alright, so now we're at this stage. You can see, you can turn it different ways and see what's even, and then, let's see, let's go ahead and put the nose holes under here. Alright, so now the next part, I'm not going, where is it? I need this. This is a really cool tool. I like it. It helps to push the clay around. and get into those nice little areas that it's hard to get into. So I'm going to shape my nose. Okay, can you see that? So now we have kind of a face. See how the nose is there? So now you have to put the chin on. See, it's just like having a skull, and if you're working on stuff, you have to have a chin and lips. So you get another piece of clay, and you kind of pull it around so that you can see where you're at here. If you were going to put a beard on, you could do that. Okay, so I'm going to roll this on so that it looks like a chin. You all know how faces. So you got your chin and your cheeks. So I got my chin and my cheeks here. And just keep kind of pushing that clay in together until it becomes. Alright, so we got that jaw in. See? I'm going to put in another little piece of clay, which will be the front chin here. And you want to try to blend that clay in, little bits of clay at a time. If you put too much, then you're going to have jutting things, and it's going to be harder to get things together. So that is my old man's face. Kind of smooth the edges, smooth around, smooth where the cheekbones are, you know, where the side of the face is. So we have, I don't know if you can see that. And you can sit here and really get into a lot of detail by just adding little tiny bits of clay, moving it around. And you can actually, to make it like the eyes, you want to make sure and put a hole in here. You see? Alright, so we've just about got the face there. So, you need another little piece of clay. Alright, where did my clay go? I have lost it. It's gone. Did I drop it? Well, I don't see where it went. So, we are going to take a very tiny little piece of black and rub it onto this. I have a little paper towel here that I'm using, but it's very tiny, very, very tiny, because we don't want a whole lot. We just need a little tiny bit. And so you use another tool and you kind of scrape that, and you want to put it down in that hole. So that is where your eyes, and like I said, it takes very little clay to put color in. Okay. All right. Alrighty. So roughly that. And I could get really detailed on this and clean all that clay up, but I'm just trying to get you guys an idea so that you can see what else you can do. So now I'm going to make another thimble part to create the base for the gnome. And we're gonna put some hair on him. Let's try some hair. I did white earlier on this, guys, but let's try you want to do copper? Copper sounds pretty. So I'm going to use my press here on this one so that I can get like a really thin piece. So we're going to put the handle back on the press. All right. So we're going to, so I made hair on this guy. So I'm going to make the base here so that we can put it on a base. Let's see, what would be a good color for the base this time? We used a lot of blue and grays. How about we make a red base? Now, red, you have to watch. Red will sting your hands really bad. And you have to make sure you can wash your hands before you touch other clay, because then you'll end up having red all over everything. So need a little bit more of this. And we'll make little, how about we'll make little Red Riding Hood on this one. So that's probably way too much clay. We're going to put it through my clay press. All right, remember what I said before. We're going to take and we're going to make the base by kind of wrapping around. I'm going to do 2 layers on this one. I'm going to blend them together. So we have our little thing here. I'll put it on my pinky. Kind of close the end here. And we're going to take our figure and I'm going to put it on the red. And let the hair come on down the back. Alright. Whoop. Get off my finger. Alright. So now I'm going to kind of shape it once I get it on there, so that it kind of looks like that, if you can see it. So push it down so that it gets its little base. And we kind of got little Red Riding Hood. Maybe I should make a little basket to put in her hands. How about that? So we'll go with another brown. We've got a burnt umber here. We'll make a little basket. See, you can do so many things with polymer clay. And I have a little toaster oven here that I use to bake our clays. It's one that came out of my kitchen, but we didn't use it. It just sat there, and so it became a really nice tool to have here at the store to bake clays and to we do shrinky dinks and things like that with kids. So I'm going to make a basket to put in her hand. So here's my little piece of brown. And I'm going to take another tool and we're going to kind of make a basket weave here. So that kind of looks like a basket. And we'll put that right here. She's got her basket. And then I'm going to take the edges, like we did before. We got to get those edges blended into the clay so that it won't fall off, break. So now I'm going. I swear I think I've dropped that clay. I don't see where it went. Okay. We'll make some hands. How about we'll do white? Well, she's got white gloves. How about that? Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of white. Okay. And see, I'll show you what I did here. This is the bad thing about red clay. Everything now that I have touched with my hands until I go wash them will have that little red tint to it. But since we're working on Little Red Riding Hood here, I'm just not going to worry about that little bit of, okay. So she's holding the basket. So I just put on some arms. Okay. So now we're going to make her a red cape. I'll run through this a few times so that I could get a cape shape. Here, again. This is uncut, guys, so if I have issues, you get to see them. Not everything works the first time. And not everything works the way you want it to. So, but that's the thing with art. You know, you may not get it the first time. It may take you 2 or 3 tries to come to what you're wanting. And you're always your own worst critic. Artists are. But, you know, you have to keep on going. You have to keep on creating, even though it may be difficult. I was going through my cancer, and I had a hard time getting to be able to do stuff. But I still had my family here that helped me keep my mind on doing art and keeping up with things. So there's my little Red Riding Hood lady. And so I think that'll be it today. Now I'll bake these at 325 for about 15 minutes, and then it'll be done. Now we have different classes, like I said. Give us a call, look us up on Facebook, or come on in and see us. 11 to 7, Tuesday through Friday we're open. Sometimes on Saturday. We usually take appointments on Saturday. So we'll talk to you soon. I'm so glad you came and joined us here at the Two Tinker channel. I'm hoping to get more done, more fun things to do here in the future. So stay tuned for your next installment. Bye.